Hey everyone, Peter and Justin here for a breaking news update. Tuesday morning brought one big surprise. Irrational Games is shutting down.
Yeah, not a very happy way to start our Tuesday morning. Ken Levine wrote in a blog post on the Irrational Games website that he's not necessarily shutting down the entire studio, but he wants to kind of go back to his roots. He wants to go back and start making games that he started when he was at Irrational, and those are smaller teams, a more in-depth experience. I mean, he is a very creative individual. He's the guy who wrote Bioshock Infinite. He recently wrote the screenplay to Logan's Run. But he's not the kind of guy that I think of as a CEO, as the head of a company.
Yeah, and that's been his role for the past couple of years now, right? So it seems like, if this is what he wants to do right after Bioshock Infinite, it might be the right time.
And part of it is also probably a little bit of fatigue. I mean, he is a creative guy. He probably wants to work on different projects, and when you're kind of pigeonholed at Irrational Games, the maker of Bioshock, I'm sure he's told a lot that the next thing he needs to make is another Bioshock, and probably his way of stepping away from that completely, of getting away from having to make another Bioshock, is just to completely start over, basically.
All right, Justin, so what does this actually mean for the future of the Bioshock series if Ken Levine and Irrational Games aren't going to be involved?
So Ken Levine is probably not going to be involved in Bioshock going forward, but 2K still has control over it. He's basically given complete control over to 2K. I mean, 2K had it before. They did Bioshock 2 without Irrational Games, and it seems like that's probably going to be more of what's going to happen going forward. So we're probably going to see more Bioshock, but less Bioshock Infinite and the original Bioshock, and more like Bioshock 2, which was a fun experience, but very, very different from those other ones. The guys who are working at the studio now are going to be given the next few days, the next few weeks to try and find new jobs, to line up interviews with publishers.
Pack up their stuff, get the hell out.
Yeah. And, our thoughts go out to those affected. It's definitely a sad time whenever anyone loses their job, especially when a really well-loved studio is just kind of out of the blue, stops to exist.
Yeah, it's very strange. It had a lot of build-up over the past few years, and here we are now.
Yeah, and we'll be following up with the guys at Irrational at 2K and trying to talk to Ken Levine himself to figure out what his thoughts are and what he has planned next. So stay tuned to Gamespot to read more about that as this story develops.